Hey guys, welcome to the new video. In this video we are going to discuss about RMAN incrementally updated backups. So this is one step further to the RMAN image backup which we discussed earlier. So before going further, let's discuss what a typical backup strategy looks like in any of the organization. Okay, so we have these many backups as I have designed here. So the red color one is the full backup, which is typically taken on a weekend, that is on Sunday, and on subsequent days, that is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday, what we are going to do is take incremental backups. So this is very simple because incremental backups will not backup redundant blocks which have not changed. Okay, so when we want to restore, we would like to do it as soon as possible, right? So it's not recommended, and it's common sense that you shouldn't take full backup every day of the week. So that's why Oracle has introduced the concept of incremental backups, and that too there is something called as differential backup, incremental backups and cumulative incremental backups. So I'm not going to go into detail for that, but what I have shown here is incremental backups which are differential in nature, which means they only backup blocks which have changed since the recent incremental level 0 or level 1 backup. Okay, so for example, this is on Tuesday, so this will backup the blocks which have changed since incremental 1. Okay, so that's how the cycle goes. Okay, these are the, suppose let me give you a scenario. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. One second. Okay, okay, this is Friday. Suppose you are asked to take and restore the database to this point. Okay, now you have these many backups available. So irrespective of whether you have image copies as a backup or as a backup set, what you have to do is first in your empty database you have to restore the full backup and apply the incremental backups from Monday to Friday. Okay, so now as long as you have a smaller database, it won't be a problem. But imagine if your database is in terms of terabytes, okay, say 3 terabytes, and the incremental, your full backup is of 3 TB, and subsequent incremental backups are in terms of say 500 to 1 TB, 500 GB to 1 TB. So when you are going to restore it from the backup pieces, this will incur significant amount of time. Okay, so this is not favorable, especially in production environments. Okay, so as you can see, this 3 terabyte, first you have to restore. So the restore is nothing but copying the data files, and even incremental backup sometimes contains the additional added data files and so on. So this may take as long as 24 to 48 hours depending on how good your network speed is and how good your storage system is. Okay, so in order to make this restore or recover scenario as fast as possible, there is a feature called as RMAN incrementally updated backups. Okay, so this is only supported for image copies, RMAN image copies. And like I said earlier, RMAN image copies is one of the fastest restore or recover way. Okay, once you have image copies in place, you can switch the database to this copy location. For example, all your data files are here in a location, a device, a storage device. Image copy is nothing but byte to byte copy, like we discussed earlier. So this is your image copy B. So whatever data files are there, right, have represented 4 data files here. So even your image copy contains those 4 data files. Pardon my drawing. So 4 data files here. Now what this incrementally updated backup concept is, for example, on the first day you have the image backup, that is level 0 backup. So it's just a byte to byte copy on Sunday. Now next, on Monday, if you take the incremental backup, instead of having this as a separate backup piece, what you can do is it gives you an option to recover these changes, that is roll forward these data files with these changes which are present in the incremental backup. Suppose in these 4 data files, 3 data files have several block changes which are present in this incremental backup. So on Monday, once you take the incremental backup, you can immediately apply those changes to the image copies, that is roll forward this with the incremental backup. Okay, so plus incremental backup. So this means think of it this way. Suppose after incremental backup your database crashed. Now if you want to switch the database files to the copy, you can just point it to B, which will now contain even the latest changes which had occurred on Monday. So whatever this incremental backup has those changes, it's already present in your data files. Okay, so with this concept, what will happen is once you apply the changes to the image copies, this is no longer required. So this will also store and save your storage free space. So you will have a lot of free space instead of these incremental backups, so 500 GB. And also you need not wait for the additional 30 minutes or 1 hour to recover this incremental backup in case of restore. So it will happen what do you say, in the background. Okay, so subsequently on the Tuesday again you will take the incremental backup, so these changes also go and apply to the data files. So at the end of the day and end of the week, what you have is the updated image copy, that is it will have all the changes. It will have first you have taken image copy on the Sunday and subsequent incremental backups, so those all changes are present. So in case your database crashed on Saturday, you can just point it out to the image copy. Okay, now this is just one scenario I have explained. So there is a lot of flexibility involved in RMAN incrementally updated backups. So you can decide how many incremental backup piece you can retain and not apply it to the image copies. So for example, you can specify like I need to have 3 incremental backups and I need to apply it manually. I do not want this automated feature of applying the incremental backups as soon as the incremental backup is taken. So those changes you can still have it separately on the backup piece. Okay, so we'll try to explore this first option in the today's video. So we can go more into this incrementally updated backups feature in the coming videos, but for now we'll take it step by step. So now let's see the demo of incrementally updated backups using RMAN. So to demonstrate that, let me create some table and then populate the data. So we have a test table space. We can make use of that. Create table, test incremental update, ID number, oops, let me drop this. I have not specified the table space clause, so okay. So let's insert some 1000 rows here. 2000. Okay, loop, insert into test incremental update. Okay, there is no values here. Or in test incremental update. So values, this is I and this is line number, something like that, and loop and commit. So select star from test incremental update. So we have around 2000 rows here. Then alter system checkpoint. Okay, startup force mount. So remember, this is not needed for if your database is in archive log mode, but since the database which I am giving a demo is in no archive log mode, I have to start the database in mount state and then take the backup. Okay, so startup force mount. So now we are good to take the RMAN backup. Now that database is in mount state, let's quickly allocate the channel, or we can do it here itself. Allocate channel, C1 type disk, format, we'll take in E drive, Oracle backup, %U. So let me explain you what's happening. First we allocated the channel, and then it tried to run recover copy of database with this tag incremental test. Since there is no base 0 image copy present here to apply the recovery, so it says no copy of data file 1 found to recover, and it is same for other data files as well. Since this is the first time we are running RMAN incremental backup script, it will ignore the first one. Now coming to the second one, second command, it's taking backup incremental level 1 for recover of copy, and this is the format. You can see that for incremental level 1 backup to succeed, it needs to have a parent level 0 backup to be present. Okay, since this is the first time we are running, again it will complain here, no parent backup copy found. So what will happen, it will proceed with the, it will kick off itself, it will kick off incremental level 0 backup. Since we have mentioned this copy as an parameter here, it will create a image copy instead. So you can see input data file is present in C drive, so it will output to E drive because we have given the format here, disk format. So it will go in E drive, Oracle backup, and it's a unique name. Okay, similarly it will create the image copies for all the data files, and also it's including current control file and current SP file. Okay, so this is all good. Now what happened, we had created a table and populated some 2000 rows, and we have taken the first image copy. Now what we'll do is we'll modify the data. So I need to open the database in open read write mode. Select table name from DBA tables, where table name like. Okay, so this has around 2000 rows. We'll check the distinct name from test incremental update. Okay, so it's all distinct. So instead of this is line number, what we are going to do is let's change it for few of the rows. Update host, update test incremental update, set name equal to, this text is modified to test incremental change. Okay, we'll set it this for almost like 1500 rows, where ID between 500 and 2000. Okay, so 1501 rows updated. Let's commit and enter system checkpoint. Okay, now again let's take the backup. This time we'll take incremental backup. Now what I want to show you is, this is the second iteration. So in the second iteration, let's do one thing. First we'll take the incremental backup and then do the recovery. We'll just alter this command. Okay, so now when we run this command in the second iteration, just by changing the priority here, first we will run the incremental level 1 backup, and then when we do the recover copy of database, what will happen is whatever blocks have been changed in this table, especially test incremental update, so whatever those 1501 rows have been updated, so those changes will be present in this backup set. Okay, it will be in this incremental %u, so this backup set. So this backup piece, the changes which are present in this backup piece will be applied to the appropriate data files, that is image backup. Okay, so image backup is nothing but your byte for byte copy of your data files. So those changes will be applied to the data file. Then in case of any again disaster or something, you can just switch the data file to copy. So at that time you need not worry about applying all the incremental backups. Okay, so let me demonstrate here, demonstrate it for you. Let's copy Arman target slash let's do recover database. Since it's a no archive log mode, it complains if we do not run this. Okay, now let's run this. So what will happen is, what I'm expecting to happen is, it will create an incremental level 1 backup, and then for the test table space or test table space data file, it will be recovered with the latest changes. So we'll see that. So you can see incremental backup is being run now. So as you can see, first incremental backup was run, so which finished here. Okay, after that what happened, recover copy of database with tag. Now note that both the commands should have the same tag. That's how it will recognize which backup piece belongs to which sort of backup, in the sense if you can have multiple image copies, so to recognize the particular backup we need to tag them. Okay, so this is mandatory in case of incrementally updated backups. Now what happened is, you can see this test table space data file, it will contain the latest data. So the latest data is here, whatever we have updated. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll again do the same exercise. We'll corrupt this data file in the C drive, then we'll be forced to switch to the copy. Okay, and when you switch this data file to copy, it will have the latest data. Okay, let me do that. So let's corrupt one of the data file. In my case, I have to corrupt test tbs dbf, the last one. So to corrupt it, I have to shut down the database, otherwise it will not allow me to corrupt it. Once it's down, let's open here. You can see there is a lot of data here. So this is in Arman proprietary format. I'll just backspace this much data. Okay, you can see 885 is gone. Let's delete even this. Control S. Okay, now DB is down. Let's start up. We can do mount. Let's do startup. So it will open the control file, and then it will see that you can see data file 5 it cannot identify. So now database is in mount mode. So let's go to Arman. List copy of database. So we have the data file here. So switch data file 5 to copy. Okay. Now let's do alter database, open. Okay, now what happened is your backup image copy data file will have the latest data. So it will have both level 0 and level 1 backup updated data. So to verify, select star from test and CR update, where row num, let's display some 50 rows. Oh no, okay. Okay, I got it. So what happened is since we updated for certain rows more than 500, so let's see that. Select count where ID is greater than 500 and row num less than 10. Okay, so you can see here this text is modified to test incremental change. Now as you can see, whatever we had modified was an incremental backup. Okay, so to demonstrate, let me go to E drive, E Oracle backup. So this is the test tablespace data file. Okay, and our changes are present in this incremental backup. So INCR. What happened is, with incrementally updated backup, your level 0 backup, in this case image copy, so in incrementally updated backups, your level 0 should always be the image copy, that is the copy of your data files. So these data files have the latest changes. So this latest changes, they have got it from this incremental backup. So it's like just applying the changes which are present in incremental backup to these actual data files. So that is already done with the help of this command. So in case of disaster, what you have to do is just point the data file location to the image location. Okay, so that's what is done here. So if you want to see how many rows we had updated, 15, not 1. So select count from test incremental update, where name equal to, let's copy this, Control C, Control V. So it's like you can see 15.1 rows are updated. Okay, so now what we have accomplished is, we had taken the image copy backup and then we had taken incremental backup. Now when the database crashed here, we needed the most recent backed up data, so which is level 0 plus level 1. So instead of restoring the full backup and then applying the incremental backup, what we did, we just pointed the data file location to the image copy location. So this data file already had the latest data which was present in this incremental backup. Okay, so this is the one of the advantages of incremental updated backups. But one thing is you need to have lot of storage available. So if you have proper storage, so this is a primary storage location or primary storage area, then your image backup, which is I, even it needs to be of the more or less same size. Okay, and it needs to, you need to account for the incremental backups also. So we'll talk about the next features available in incrementally updated backups. In this case, what happened, this incremental backup changes was all applied to the full backup, so this was no longer needed. Suppose if you have a situation where you need to retain incremental backups as well, so even that is possible. We'll see it in the next video. So hope you're clear with the incrementally updated backups. So let me go here. Select name from host CLS, select name from $v data file. You can see this is pointed to the image location, data file image location, so which is having the latest data. Okay, so this is the fastest way to recover or restore your database. So like I said, if you have enough storage, then I recommend to have this in place. Thanks for watching again. Keep subscribing and let your friends know about the same. Thank you.